Well, hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy X. This is kind of an in-between episode between last time when we got to the City of Dying Dreams and when we are actually going to finish the main storyline. But I wanted to take a quick stop in between all of this to talk a little bit about grinding, a little bit about monster hunting, a little bit about, you know, the side quests of Doom in this game. So let's talk first of all a little bit about grinding. And actually, I think the best way to do that is to talk about monster hunting. So first of all, you may be able to see here that I have been monster hunting and collecting 10 of each critter. So 10 is the max that you can have from each area, and I have been steadily working on this. The first, like anything before Mount Gagazet and Mount Gagazet, those are all pretty simple. But once you get inside Sin, like I'm still looking for Barbados. Barbados does not want to spawn for me, so I've only captured 8 of them. I also went into the Omega Dungeon. I am missing some of these guys. Those are more common in the second area. We have to get through a boss to get there, so I've just been like fighting like a ton of stuff and hoping they pop up. But I may have to maybe hold on this one and get through another boss before I get these. But my big thing here is I'm gonna get this Barbados. And because of that, I have gotten all of the area conquest, I have gotten all of the species conquest, and we are short only one of the original fiends, which was the original Ultra boss, I guess? Nemesis from the original game. That has since changed, but now we have a bunch of these like random critters that they're not quite as powerful. There's some new stuff. We haven't fought any of the dark aeons, and we're gonna get there, just not today. Another thing that I have done and I've been grinding for, and I don't think I have one for you, is I've been trying to get these triple AP weapons. This one's actually not that great. I need to clear out my inventory, but I'm just kind of making do with what I get because honestly, it's been very frustrating for it to get to like drop these triple AP weapons with 2 empty slots. I think I did get one. Yeah, I got one for Riku. I got the golden arm. I want these for a couple different reasons. And the main one is going to be to customize, because let's go ahead and just show you what I'm going to be customizing on these particular items. So we've got the triple AP already, but I also want to, if I go down here, there's a couple different things. Where is... Hang on. Here. First of all, we've got the triple overdrive, which that allows our overdrive to be tripled, and then we have overdrive to AP, which is, so those two plus the triple AP basically combines to be the ultimate way to grind AP in this particular game. I'm gonna show that off at the end because I don't want to do that quite right now, but it is what it is. All right, and here's how you get those. So this one eye in Species Conquest, we've got one eye. These guys are the culmination of all the floating eyeball things. Hopefully I won't get ambushed, because you can get ambushed by this guy. Okay, so one eye here. I don't actually want to use, it doesn't really matter, but for right now, I want to go ahead and use Grand Summon in order to summon Anima. Now, if you have been working on Yuna's Sphere Grid, she will be powerful enough to one-shot One Eye with her Oblivion Overdrive. If not, this might be a little bit more difficult right now. Just make sure you've got your celestial weapons to break. This guy's pretty nasty, but this is the surefire way to handle him. And he dies. Wow, we've got actually, it was 175,000 points of damage, and we get the Mage's Armband, which is not what I'm looking for. So I actually do have a save here, so we can actually switch that out. The Mage's Armband, who does that go to? You can get these in every single armor piece, and it has MP 30 and 10. It's just not worth it. That's not what I'm looking for here. So what I'm gonna do is just exit out and redo that until I do get a piece of a weapon that I want because I don't want armor. Okay, let's talk about sphere grids while we're at it. So we have been working quite a bit with everyone's sphere grid. As you can see here, Waka's got the pretty much almost all the right half done and is heading, I think this is Tidus's. So we're very carefully working our way in there. I'm doing that the same with everyone else. Tidus is working through so working through Orons right now. Yuna's currently working through Lulu's. You do not have to teach the abilities, like I'm just doing it for fun. Lulu is working through Yuna's. Oron currently I think is he's currently in Waka's. Basically, you want your attackers to go through your other attackers. So Tidus, Waka, and Oron are all your attackers. Yuna and Lulu, your magic. Riku and Kamari are your separate pieces of the puzzle. So for Riku, I'm just kind of having her go through, I think this is Yuna's. Or no, I'm going through... Yeah, no, I'm going through Yuna's, or at least like around Yuna's. I think I'm currently heading into, this is most definitely Tidus's, I believe. I'm gonna have her do that because I want her to get more attack. So because I don't have Tidus's or Waka's ultimate weapons right now, Riku's gonna be one of the ones that I can do to have the damage barrier broken, so I'm going to probably be working on getting her into attack mode. Kamari, I'm just having him come into the magic area. Really, I'm using him for Demi. Like, that is primarily what I've been doing with him. He's just not a very good character, so he's kind of my off. He's just kind of my off. Anyway, so the way you want to do this, let's see here. So I'm just trying to think about how I want to explain how I'm going to be grinding from here on out. Let's actually go ahead and talk about grinding AP first, and we'll just customize some stuff because I'm already going to be deleting a few things. Or I'm going to be not using the save, so this is fine. Let's go ahead and talk about the golden arm, and let's customize it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add triple overdrive. It uses winning formulas. I'm debating if I remember how to get that. I'd have to look it up. But you get triple overdrive and then overdrive to AP, which makes that into the Victory X, as you saw. I want to do that pretty much with everyone's weapons that I'm going to be using. Let's see here. So we've got one for Tidus. Now I don't have triple overdrive, or I don't have triple overdrive for him, unfortunately, but overdrive to AP is the requirement here. And then who else did I have one of those for? I just showed you guys. It was Oron. And I'm gonna go ahead and give him also the overdrive to AP. It's not gonna be as much because we're missing that triple, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and give Tidus that one. Let's go ahead and give Oron his, where is it? Painkiller. And let's go ahead and give that to Riku. And then that's the formation we're gonna be using. This is gonna be, I don't know if this is exactly the team that I want to be using, but it's fine for this particular, like, how I'm doing this. Now, the other thing I want to do is I want to go into overdrive, and I want to switch. I'm gonna have Tidus's mode set to stoic, and then I'm gonna have Riku's set to comrade, and I'm gonna have Oron set to comrade as well. I've had it set to warrior in the past. Also, I unlocked for Tidus, I unlocked Daredevil. I thought I also unlocked Coward for someone, but I guess I didn't because I was fleeing. For Waka, charges when character flees from battle. It's because I've been running from battles that I don't need to fight. So there you have it. Now, in order to do this particular one, make sure that you have Enough Phoenix Downs. We have plenty, so I'm not going to worry about it. So let's go ahead. We're going to fight. If you go in here, you go to Area Conquest. We've got Tonberry. Now here's what's going to happen. Wait, I set Tidus to... I think I did. Let's go ahead and just... I think I set Tidus to Stoic. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and attack the Tonberry. He's going to use Karma. This is just how this works. He's going to take 72,000 points of damage, and then we're going to go in here and we're going to use a Phoenix Down. Now he's going to move forward. We want to make sure we get out of here before he gets all the way up to us, but eventually he'll stop counterattacking, and that's when you know that you need to get the hell out of dodge. Good. Use another Phoenix Down. There is a few other things that we're going to be grinding, but for right now it doesn't really matter. Ideally, you would also have Tidus with haste. That way he would be taking much more damage, but since I'm just showing this off on kind of like how this works, I don't really care too much on the details. We will definitely talk about this again later, but I just want to kind of show it off, so. Holy damage. Make sure you bring him back before you leave, obviously before you leave battle, because that would be embarrassing. I want to say he's close enough now. Okay, let's make sure. Yep, okay, let's go ahead. Let's get to... Can we get to Tidus's turn? Let's go ahead and flee. Now, what ends up happening is because we had the triple AP, you've got that triple overdrive, and then the overdrive is turned into AP. You can see just how many levels you're getting. Even without the triple overdrive, we got about 30 spheres for that. So this is a really quick and easy way to, I mean, we're gonna want more than that probably, but honestly, one of the main reasons why I didn't bother to reload and get different items is because look at that. Look at how many Tidus and Oron have now. Yeah, I got a weapon with only one slot, but that weapon that they have just with the triple AP and the overdrive to AP wasn't bad. But if you had the triple overdrive, yeah, it would basically be 3 times 3, which would give you a lot, which is why Riku then has 64 rather than 34. And yeah, if you have auto haste, say on Tidus, that means he's gonna get more hits in before he reaches you, and you can essentially use this to work on your sphere grid. Also, as far as I have gone so far with all the monsters, I do need a couple more. Like I said, I need these 2 and I need Barbados. Because of that, he now has clear spheres, which allows you to clear nodes from the sphere grid. This is going to become important as we go through the sphere grid, because in the status here, you can see that our strength, defense, magic, and magic defense, most of these are like it's not bad. You know, we've got 36, 27, but it's not great. And these cap at 255. So keep that in mind, because what we actually want to do in the sphere grid eventually is, if you zoom in please, thank you. Different nodes give you different amounts. Like this one gives you 4, this one gives you 4, this one gives you 3, this one gives you, I think there's 2 and 1s in here in different places. Ideally, we would want to clear sphere grids where it's 1 point, and then let's see, can we actually use, we've got a bunch of these. And defense spheres, luck spheres. We're going to talk about luck a little bit later, but really these ones are all the big important ones. If I use this, as you can see here, empty node has become magic defense plus 4. Obviously 4 is better than 1. So we're going to, as we go through, we're going to want to start thinking about where we want to clear nodes in order to get more points. Because I believe you can't get, like, just with the things that are on here, I don't think you can actually, there's one, for example. I don't think you can get a full 255 with just the items on here. You're gonna need to add some different nodes. You're gonna need to clear some nodes. You're gonna need to shaffle some stuff. And of course, one of the easy ways to help do that is to get your sphere level up by grinding. Of course, keep in mind here that you do cap at 99, I believe. So for example, we would want to go through the sphere grid with Riku before we do that again, because she would be capped and that would be a waste of time. Now, whether or not I'm going to do that with the rest of the group is... I haven't quite decided, to be honest, if I want to go ahead and just cap everybody or if I just want to not worry about it. Yuna's going to be one of the ones that I do want to hopefully find a weapon for so that I can cap her. Just because her Aeons are so much fun when she's capped. Oh, and we're going to talk a little bit at post-game on how to break the entire game with Yojimbo. Yay! Because Yojimbo is one of those ones that if you know how to break him as well, we can, you know, do that. Also, you can kind of see what I mean when I say 255. All of their stats will increase with Yuna's, and you can see that they are slowly increasing. And like, look at that defense just to start out with. These three are actually the strongest, but they act independently of you, so it can be kind of difficult to use. And Yojimbo here, look at that evasion. He is such a good Aeon. And his specific thing, his Zanmato? Yeah, that can, I think that's the one that is the insta-kill. And if you can get your affection up with him, you can basically one-shot Aeons. So there you go. I think that's all well, actually there's a couple more things that I want to talk about. Let's talk about how to make this a little bit easier. Let me let me make sure here. Okay, I have my peaceful armlet on. Let me just go outside because I'm sick of this music. If you are playing on PC, there's actually some cheats. If I press on escape here, you can actually see that there's some special features. There is turbo mode, which gives you 2 or 4. You just press F1 to activate. There's supercharged, which characters will be supercharged. This is F2. I don't entirely know what this does because I've never used it. You've got the enemy encounter override, which gives you increase or decrease in enemy encounter rate, which is basically, I want to say it's like double or 0, depending on which one you use. You can auto battle, which that sounds like a bad idea. And you can also hide the HUD if you really want. The two that are most important here is this enemy encounter override or the turbo, to be honest, everything else is like whatever, but these two things are pretty important because if we go ahead and resume here and I go ahead and press F1 and a couple times, you can just see how quickly you move. Like even F2, you can see just, you know, this is the normal speed here. And this does work in battles as well. So when you're fighting, you know, trying to find your 10th Barbados, because inevitably, you know, it doesn't want to show up. Going through on like ×4, for example, just makes this so much easier. And unfortunately, it does not work through cutscenes. Like this particular cutscene does not fast forward. But once you get in here, getting through to the end of the dungeon just makes it, because you have to walk all the way through. Now, of course, because I am going at 2 speed, or 4 speed, it does kind of get a little wonky, especially it's hard to see exactly where you're going, but it does make it super easy to just do the things you need to do here. And then, for example, if I go ahead and unequip Kamari here, and just run back and forth here, you can see how quickly we get into battle, and then we can flee if we're not going to do that. And then if we want to, let's just see here. Let's just say we have enemy encounters frequent. Basically that means that enemy encounters will pop up much more frequently, which means you don't have to run around quite as much. Which, I mean, keep that in mind that it can be a little risky, especially if you're not prepared for it. But since we are actively looking for Barbados, for example, this will allow us to go through more battles much more quickly, and you can turn it off with the press of a button, which is great. So my goal between for now is to actually finish the game. It should be probably a couple episodes where we do all of that together, and then after that we will be going through maxing out our stats so that we can fight some of the super bosses. I kind of want to take a break, to be honest. One of the things, there's like been a lot going on and I am exhausted and I haven't wanted to play any video games recently. So what I will probably do is finish up the game itself, the story, take maybe a week off. I have a backlog of different games that I've been playing, probably upload those. And then once those are done, come back with the extra. That does give me a little extra time to spend grinding for things so that you guys can see, you know, how to... Is there really never going to be a Barbados? This is the problem I was actually running across with Barbados, is it doesn't seem to actually want to spawn, which is infuriating, by the way. Anyway, but yeah, so then we'll have the story done and then we'll come back with all the extra stuff, and then we'll move on to the next game. I apologize for the weird episode, though. I hope this makes sense for how to grind for things. I'm glad you guys get to see the frustration I have been having with this game, because the just severe lack of Barbados means that I have been sitting in this particular dungeon for quite a while grinding, and it's not, you know, it's not the encounter rate. I know it seems like it might be the encounter rate, but it's actually not. The game just does not want to spawn them, and it's the same thing with the other two enemies, the Tonberry, the Master Tonberry, and the other one. It just does not want to spawn. And then you saw I defeated the one eye and got an armor piece. That's another thing. I think the last time it took me like 8 reloads to get a piece of get an armor or get a weapon, and it was a weapon that I'd already gotten, so I had to reload a few more times. I think I got the painkiller for Oron at that point. But this is just something, this is just how late game stuff works for this game. There really doesn't, I don't know, I haven't done enough research to see if the, oh, this is gonna be fun. To see, you know, how to deal with that. Oh, okay, well that was fun. Let's go ahead and get out of here. This is always a risk. Can you not? Can you not? Nice. But I think that's about all I have to say for this particular episode. That hits all of the main things that we really need to discuss when it comes to grinding. Just a little bit on the stat, and then kind of what we're going to be doing for the future of this Let's Play. Yeah, so I will see you guys next time. We'll finish up this main story. We're off to fight Yevon, and then we will come back and do the remainder of the side quests and all of the super bosses. There used to be one, there used to be an ultimate dungeon, and now it's worse. There's actually a few other things that we will also do, by the way, that's dialogue based. The only reason I haven't done it is because we can't get to it because there's super bosses in the way. Yeah. All right, I will see you guys then.